up, all my fight fans? So we got a big fight announcement. We got Islam Makhachev putting his lightweight championship on the line in Abu Dhabi in October in UFC 294 against rematch Charles Oliveira. Guys, what do I think about this? I actually like it. I actually do like it. You know, that first fight was completely just a one-sided victory for Islam Makhachev. We know that. I'm sure you guys have seen it. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It was a decent fight, but at the end of the day, it was just completely one-sided and taken back by a lot of people by Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev went in there. We all really did not know how great Islam Makhachev was. Because prior to fighting Charles Oliveira for the title, he hadn't really fought anybody to Charles Oliveira's caliber. And it was not no fault to him. Nobody wanted to fight him. So, you know, it is what it is. But going into that fight, he was scheduled a few times to fight some upper echelon opponents. Like, he was scheduled to fight Rafael dos Anjos. Unfortunately, that did not come into fruition. And he was also scheduled to fight Beneil Dariush. Again, did not come into fruition. Instead, he ended up fighting Bobby Green and Dan Hooker. And he completely just tore those guys apart. Won in the first round and pretty much was able to get a number one contendership for Charles Oliveira, because Charles Oliveira was going on a run of his own. He won the vacant championship against Michael Chandler, then defended it against Dustin Poirier, submitted him, then defended it against Justin Gaethje, submitted him. So there really wasn't a whole lot left for Charles Oliveira to go other than fighting Islam Makhachev. So of course the fight takes place and Islam completely just destroys Charles Oliveira. You know, he pretty much was able to outstrike him and knock him down and out-submit him. And Charles Oliveira is the greatest submission artist in the UFC. I believe he holds the record for the most submissions. It could be like 20 or something like that. Don't quote me on that one. But now they're going to do a rematch. And I feel like Charles Oliveira has earned this. You know, he was a great champion. We all remember that Justin Gaethje fight. They stripped him of the belt because of that half a pound thing. To me, Charles Oliveira was a champion. Come on, half a pound, really? What's a half a pound weigh? Your fingernail? Like, Let's stop that, guys. So anyway, the fight is going to take place in Abu Dhabi in October. Same place, basically. You know, from last year. I believe that's where Charles Oliveira lost his belt against Islam Makhachev in Abu Dhabi in October. So it's going to be a different. I want to say it's going to actually be a different fight, because sometimes when people rematch each other, they kind of almost know what to expect. They know how to handle these opponents. They know what exactly they're walking into. So Charles Oliveira knows, like, hey, I cannot take Islam lightly. He did not know how good Islam was. We all didn't. Other than his friends, nobody really truly knew how good Islam was. But I think Charles Oliveira, me personally, not to take away from Islam Makhachev's win, but I personally feel like he underestimated Islam. Charles did. He went in there, and I saw, building up to the fight, I saw him vacationing a lot. I seen him walking tigers. I seen him almost enjoying Abu Dhabi. I didn't see that fire. I didn't see that you know, him really trying his best to beat Islam Makhachev. I felt like he really underestimated him, or maybe he wasn't quite prepared. But it just really didn't feel like the actual Charles Oliveira that we all know walking into that fight. And I do feel like because we just did not know how good Islam Makhachev was. So I do feel Charles Oliveira is going to take him just a little bit more seriously. I do feel like Charles Oliveira is going to prepare a little bit more going into Abu Dhabi. Quite frankly, he's probably going to go in there a lot sooner, because I don't think he even went there soon enough. I know Islam Makhachev was there for like a month or 2 months, maybe even longer, preparing to win that title against Charles Oliveira. So now we're going to see two really good fighters, really good champions going at it with each other. And this should be a really good, fun card. You know, the card is building up little by little, but I'm actually very interested in this rematch. I'm very excited for this rematch. You know, again, I do feel like Charles Oliveira wasn't 100%, but now we get to see a little bit. I could be wrong. Maybe the outcome will be 100% the same. Maybe Islam is just so much better than Charles Oliveira. He's just going to completely wipe him out like he did in the first one. You never know, guys. But let me know what you think in the comments on what do you think is going to happen next for Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev. How do you think this fight is going to take place, I should say? Who's going to win? Is Charles Oliveira going to be better? Is Islam going to be better? What's going to happen in October at UFC 294 in Abu Dhabi? Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.